Okay, so we've been RVing for a little over a year now, and we always have our friends and family ask us particular questions about what it's like to... Okay. So we've been RVing for a little over a year now, and we thought we would do a little video for you guys in question and answer format to tell you a little bit about what that year's been like. Okay? Hang on. So, question number 1. Are you sorry you did it?
Heck no. This has been an awesome experience for me personally because, and I have the perfect job for it, being an airline pilot. When I come home, I'm on vacation. And when I'm at work, I'm at work. So for me, it's been awesome.
Yeah, for me, I'm not sorry we did it either. We've had the opportunity to see some really cool things and stay around some awesome people. It's been quite the experience. So no, I'm not sorry at all. We do have pros and cons for it, but definitely not sorry. So our second question, what has been the hardest part? What do you got? What's been the hardest part for you?
The hardest part? I don't know.
Really?
I can't think of anything.
Oh, I got lots of hard parts, people. Hang on.
It may come up in the conversation.
Yeah, right. I made a list. All right.
She's got the list.
The hardest part, downsizing for starters. Getting rid of a 4,500 square foot house.
Worth of stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff. It got to the point where at the very end we were just like, just come take it. Somebody just come take it. I don't care what's in the box anymore. Just get rid of it. That thing just went like that.
I just freaking went over shit.
Okay.
Right. So anyway, keep going.
All right. Missing family and friends. That's another really hard part.
Wait, let's go back to the downsizing. I got a couple gripes.
Oh, you got a couple gripes on the downsizing? Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, one of the hardest things to do was downsize my closet. And I didn't think much of it. I thought it would be pretty easy. So I started a year out before, and I said I was going to reduce my closet from 18 feet down to 2, because that's what we'd be able to take in the rig. So I went through the closet and I did my first purge, and I went from 18 feet down to 16 feet because I had an excuse for everything that I owned. Even if I hadn't worn a shirt for over a year, it'd be like, oh, I forgot about this shirt. I'm gonna wear it sometime later. And so I did about 5 or 6 different purges, and I ended up at the end 6 feet. So we had to put about 4 feet in storage, and I had 2 feet that that I'm going to carry around with me.
He doesn't have 2 feet he's carrying around with him. Do not let him lie to you. He has more clothes in that rig than I do.
Whatever. So anyway, that was getting rid of furniture, getting rid of appliances, all that stuff. They were all meaningless to me, but it was the clothes that were the ones that I kind of wanted to hold on to. A lot of memorabilia that we had to
and we just put all that in storage.
And but you know, we pretty much pared it down to one unit.
Yes.
One unit, sort of.
At my mom's house.
And we put some in her mom's house too. So actually, it's almost like 2 units.
Yeah.
But that's actually pretty good, and we could probably go through those units and now after a year and a half and pare it down even more.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I think we could go through there and probably get rid of at least half of it.
Yeah, so one of the frustrating things for me, one of the most frustrating for me was trying to sell the items in our house, because we would put them up for sale. We would show all the flaws on the items, and people would agree to a price, and then they would come over and try to renegotiate. So it was very frustrating. It was easier for me just to give everything away to our friends and family and people in need rather than try to sell it. I got so sick. I got mad every single time a buyer would come to the house. So it was just easier for us just to give everything away that we didn't need anymore.
Yeah, and it's actually really amazing. I don't miss any of that stuff. Now, granted, I have my mom's house that I get to go to and friends and stuff. So, you know, we still have household stuff that we get to use when we go visit those people. But as far as in our rig, I don't miss any of it at all.
Yeah.
Family and friends. did miss family and friends. When we were far away from everybody, especially my kids, I think. But, you know, we also have a question on here for them later that they'll answer for you guys. But family and friends was a big thing that was kind of hard for us. Homeschooling. Homeschooling was difficult. Trying to get a routine. We like it.
Great
Don't get
for
us
me.
wrong. Don't get us wrong. We do like it, but trying to get a routine, and I'm not a teacher by any means. And so I have to learn everything they learn.
Yeah, but
we
opted in for online schooling for our kids, so we're not actually.
Yeah, no, I'm not coming
going
up with
through
the criteria, the curriculum.
Yeah,
I didn't
we
come
don't
up
have
with
to
the
worry about
curriculum.
that. So we let them go on their own, and when they have questions, they come to us. But the great thing for them is that usually they would spend 8 hours in school, come home, and spend maybe an hour to 2 hours on homework. And now they're getting their schoolwork done on a daily basis in 3 to 4 hours, sometimes even less than that.
Sometimes
which
more,
gives them
depending
a
on the
lot of
assignment.
freedom, which they didn't have and they wouldn't have in a structured environment, which is really nice for this type of life.
Yes. Another hard thing is when we have spotty internet. You know, with the kids being online school, we really have to have internet access. So if we get into a park where the internet sucks, then we have to go drive to Starbucks or something and hang out and do homework.
Yeah, so we recently just got a WeBoost. We're in Lake Conroe right now down in Texas, and the Verizon was horrible. I had to download stuff for work, and I had to go into town, and even doing that was horrible. So I got a WeBoost. It helped a little bit here, but not like I expected. So hopefully it'll be a better product other places on the road. But for here in Conroe, not so great.
All right.
And my family give me a bunch of crap about
course we do.
spending $500 on an item that only gave them a little bit of download speed.
It didn't make that much difference. I should not have had to spend that much money for something that didn't make my life like 1,000 times better.
Right, let us queue up after a couple times in different places, and we'll see if it makes a difference. I'm hoping it does. If not,
me too.
we just
Otherwise, he's
wasted a lot
gonna
of money.
live with it forever.
But I'm a tech guy, so you know I love that kind of stuff. And for me, you know, now I'm actually able to download documents in the rig. So for me, it doesn't matter. It's not as fast as we expected, but it works.
And my last hardest thing that I wrote down on my little list was hauling poop. When we boondock at my mother's, mooch dock I should say, when we mooch dock at my mother's, we have this, what is it called?
I don't know. Portable
The
tank?
the Rhino portable whatever. But it's this gray wagon looking thing that you fill up with poop and haul over to the sewer thing. That thing is so damn heavy, and that is the stinkiest job ever. I much prefer full hookups. Big
You
time.
know, one of the funniest stories is when we first got the Road Warrior. I thought that the black tanks came into one pipe and all went out in the same pipe. So I was draining one pipe all the time, and I was out flying, and Julie found the other black tank outlet, and
the main one.
He
was flushing the back one, not the main one.
I had already flushed. I already had the black handle pulled, so which means that the pipe was filled all the way up to the cap.
To the stopper. I was the person that got to open that. That was so much fun with my bucket underneath to catch it. I'm glad I at least thought about that before I.
Yeah, that was a hilarious video.
That was not
I was
good.
cracking up.
No.
So that was her poo experience.
Yeah, I don't care much for dealing with all the poo. Not that I won't do it, but ew. All right, so what has been the best part for you?
The best part for me, I really like going out and seeing. I like going out and venturing. I'm venturing into places I haven't been. I like the oddball things like the bubblegum wall and you know the cars that are buried into the ground. Those kind of weird oddball things. I like going to see stuff like that. But I really, really enjoy hiking and going out and as a family hiking is awesome.
Yeah, those were some of our best. When we went to Tucson and we did
Tucson,
a lot of those
we did a lot of hiking in
trails.
Tucson. The weather was always perfect there, and they have trails everywhere, and it was really nice. Really enjoyed that.
That was pretty cool. I loved when we went to Vegas with the kids, and we went to that Heart Attack Grill, and Luke.
So the Heart Attack Grill is a hamburger place that builds these hamburgers up, and you can get a Heart Attack burger, which is like 7 burgers tall, if you want a chance. But they dress you up in patient outfits because it's the Heart Attack Grill, and the waitresses are nurses. And so we all went and made our order, and everybody was kind of conservative about their meal,
because we knew. Wait, hang on. We knew to begin with that you would get paddled if you didn't eat all your dinner. Okay, they warned us beforehand.
So Luke, our youngest, he always over orders every time we go out anywhere to eat. He wants this, that, and the other. And so he kind of over ordered on his burgers and fries and everything else, and he couldn't finish his meal. And so he had to face the paddle, and that's another great video.
Oh yeah,
that we actually put out.
That was fun. That was funny.
Yeah, he got the whack.
Let's see, what else was really good? When we went, we enjoyed Falls City. We went and stayed with a friend of my mom's. Had a piece of property in Oregon, Falls City, Oregon, and we got to boondock on her property for about a month, and we really enjoyed being able to become a part of that town and be, I don't know, with close friends and stuff. We had friends that flew up and saw us, and you know, it was just really cool. Oregon's a really beautiful country as well. Those were some more really good hikes.
Yeah, I mean, the West Coast is totally different than the East Coast and Florida Panhandle, where you see condominiums on the beaches and hotels. The beaches are crowded with people. In Oregon, it's cliff and water, or beach and then water
and logs.
But it's really cool. The logs float up and they don't touch them. They turn gray, and it looks like dinosaur bones just piled up on the beach, right up against the cliffs, and it's really an awesome sight. Makes great photos. So we really enjoyed that because it was a different scenery. And we were able to catch sunsets, which you can't do on the East Coast. You can catch a sunrise, but who wants to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning? So.
Not us.
Not me.
So we enjoyed that, and we enjoyed Seattle. Seattle was a really cool city. We actually spent 2 weeks going into the city almost every day with our kids and meeting friends and stuff. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was following our Portland visit. Portland was such a disappointment. There was so many homeless on the street, and they were just they were horrible. They did whatever they wanted to do, wherever they wanted to do it.
It just is a little difficult when you are out there with your kids and people are actually bathing in the public fountains. So
and wiping themselves in public, and
it
was really sad.
We saw some very interesting. My children were exposed to quite a bit on that journey.
Yeah, and we expected Seattle to be the same. And even though Seattle does have a big homeless population, I think because that city, the part of the city that we went through, all of the parts of the city there were a lot of tourists. So they intermingled it. They didn't stand out like they did in Portland.
No, not as bad.
And everybody was saying, "Oh, don't wear flip-flops because you're going to be kicking needles and stuff like that." And
it wasn't anything like that.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful city.
Seattle was a lot different. It was nice, and there was a lot to do.
Yes,
a lot to do and see there.
Lots of activities.
So we really enjoyed it there.
Okay.
Fern Canyon.
Oh yeah, Fern Canyon.
Fern Canyon.
I love.
Where was that
Fern
at? Was
Canyon.
that California?
That is like my heaven. That was
near
Northern
Trinidad?
California, near Trinidad.
Yeah, it was like north of. There's a park out there that has
redwoods.
All
it was
the
near
redwoods.
one of the redwood parks up there. And the Ladybird.
Yeah, Ladybird Johnson Grove or whatever it's called. Yeah, we're not going to be real technical and tell you all the exact everything.
And you probably won't get a whole lot of right on here. You'll find the link.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not all into that. You're just going to get
get us
broad overview of where we've been. So Fern Canyon, it was right on the coast, and there was just think of a canyon. Usually you see rocks on the sides of the canyon. This was all greenery on the side of the canyon, and fallen redwoods crisscrossing that you walked across the
and the stream
creek,
running through the bottom, and you could hear the water trickling down the walls of the canyon, and it is truly my heaven on earth. That is my heaven on earth.
That's a must-do if you can ever get to Fern Canyon. Go there.
Love Fern Canyon. So now I've got, how do the kids feel? I decided we're not going to answer that question. We're going to let the kids answer that for you.
Moving into a 44-foot trailer with all 5 of your family members, a Great Dane, and a Chihuahua pug is very different, to say the least. If I could describe last year in one word, it would literally just be an adventure. It was something completely new and different for us. We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. Hence the name Rollin With It. We were just rolling with it. It's really cool that I get to say, as a 16-year-old, I drove myself all the way up the West Coast and down the middle of the country. Not very many 16-year-olds could say that, so I am going to brag about it. But as a teenager, you know, that whole RV lifestyle, it's a little more difficult because the majority of the people that live in RV parks, they're all older. So you don't really meet any kids, no one to really hang out with. And so you just talk to all your friends and everything on your phone, on social media. And as you guys probably know, because of self-quarantine, it sucks. So imagine that for 10 months. Luckily my dad's a pilot, so I flew back to San Antonio at least once a month to go visit everyone. But it was definitely something different, and it sparked my love for traveling, so it makes me want to travel for the rest of my life.
What did I think about RV life in 2019? It was alright. I would say that I wouldn't do it again after I'm done living with my parents, but it's not bad. If I had the friends that I have in San Antonio with me at all times, it would make it much better. But even then, the internet, you barely have any good internet. But, you know, what can you do? I did like having my own little area though, because I had a little screen. It was just a little box, but I made it seem really cool and stuff, so it wasn't that bad. But I wouldn't really do it again when I'm older though, so yeah.
Well, I can tell you, you know, they love the travel, they love getting out, they love the interaction in the cities, hiking, they enjoyed those things. But what they really missed was their friends and having that direct contact with their friends, even though when they're at home,
they don't really have direct contact anyway.
They're online talking to them on their phones anyway. So I didn't see any difference, but I guess
and my oldest missed working. Both of my older kids missed working.
Yeah, but that personal interaction that you have in school, where you're running around and you know, goofing around with your friends, was something that they missed.
When will you stop? When will you stop?
I don't have any plans for stopping. I'm enjoying this. It's only been a year and a half.
Not even that yet.
We only saw the West Coast from Texas over and then back down again. I want to hit the East Coast. I want to hit all of Florida. So, and then the center of the country at some point. So this is basically our first video. A year and a half it's taken us. We've taken countless hours of video of our travel. We've, you know,
it
a million
Corona.
pictures, and you know, it's a daunting task to put it into Premiere and put it all together. So don't be harsh on us for this first video, but we just wanted to give you a little bit of an intro, kind of motivate ourselves to get started.
Do a little more.
To do a little bit more with our videos and do something.
Maybe if we do that first one, we'll finally get over the fear of
we got to
doing
get
one.
past the hump. We have to face our fears.
Yeah. So, but you know, right now too, with the coronavirus going on and the quarantine and all that kind of stuff, Don's not flying a lot, and it really leaves us a little bit of extra time to kind of work on some of this
Yeah,
stuff.
so now I'm going to be spending the next 40 hours on Premiere trying
Probably more than
to
that.
putting this together. So, there you have it. There's our first video, and I want to thank you for staying with us this long if you have.
Keep
And
rolling with it.
keep rolling with it. Absolutely. We'll see you guys.
See you later.